Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. Hopefully the echo is not that bad. But yeah, welcome on this Saturday. I'll wait for everyone to join in. So happy to see you here. Thank y'all so much for already putting congrats in the in the comments. I really do appreciate it. Seriously. Thank you. But yes, this is a celebration for 1,000 subscribers, which I am so very grateful for. When I started this YouTube journey earlier this year, I didn't think anyone would watch my videos. So there's that. But being a part of the Garden, which is the community that Alicia Reese created to help Black women rediscover our creativity, really, hey, welcome. Yes. I was just shouting out the Garden because I had to do it every time. Seriously. Thank you, Jasmine. Thank you. Kia, finest growth. Thank you. I appreciate it. But yeah, when I started this YouTube journey, I had no idea that anyone would watch my videos. This was kind of an idea that I've had since I was in high school, right? When I created my first YouTube video doing yeah, it was a mess. It was a wig review. It was a wig review in high school. And then I did a few other hair tutorial videos. Those are all privated, as they should be. But yeah, I had no idea that that any of this would resonate with other people. And the fact that I have had so many comments and people reach out to me and opportunities to collaborate with other Black women creators has been something a dream, a true dream. Oh yeah, thank you. Yes, thank you. You're amazing as well. Yes. The Garden is everything. And speaking of that, I do have the link. Do I have it? I need to pull it up. But season 2 of The Garden is coming up later this month. And also Black Girl Creative Week is next week, which Alicia Reese will be hosting. So I'm excited about that. But yeah, just being in the Garden, being surrounded by a community of Black women who are all supporting each other in our creative endeavors was magical. It really was. Just all buying what we're creating and joining our communities, joining our groups. It really showed me a different way. And it proved to me that I am creative, something that I had kind of put away, working in banking, working in finance and spreadsheets all the time. You kind of lose touch with your creativity, which I know is the case for a lot of us, working in these very corporate roles that want you to be a robot. You feel kind of cut off from the artistic gifts that you have and just how you utilize your creativity on a daily basis. So being a part of that was amazing and life-changing. So yeah, I do have just a few topics. Let me pull those up. I guess the first one we can talk about is Exodus Summit. So I have the absolute honor and privilege of being invited to speak at Exodus Summit this year, 2023. I think the theme is time freedom, location freedom, financial freedom, I think. So yeah, I'm excited about that. I'll be speaking on a panel about the things you should be worried about and the things you shouldn't be too worried about when you move or travel abroad. I am currently in Guadalajara, Mexico at the moment, which is why I'm down here in the business center because it is Mexican Independence Day today and it is so loud. There's a huge parade going on, so I had to come down here so y'all could hear me today. But yeah, I will be speaking on that panel and I'm very excited about it. I do have the link if you do want to buy a ticket to Exodus Summit. And when I tell you what time is had every year, I'm not lying to you. I'm not. Last year was the first time that I attended live, but I watched the replays before that earlier in the year. And the amount of information that you receive to literally change your life is out of this world. I haven't seen anything like it before. And being a part of the Exodus Summit Facebook community as well is everything. Just seeing Black women literally travel the world is eye-opening, because a lot of us are taught that we don't have that privilege. We don't have that right to travel the world when we are citizens of Earth too. We're citizens of the globe too. We can travel, we can experience new cultures, we can go to different places. We don't have to stay planted in something that's not serving us anymore. So that has been amazing too. Lavendula, hey, yes, thank you, thank you. Yes. Yeah, and I do want to shout out Lavendula as well for her advice and her transparency in the book publishing process. I hit publish on my affirmations book this week, so that was something else I was working on. But being able to interview her on my channel, Lavendula is also in the garden. So being able to interview her on my channel, and then also she is part of my community for Black women digital entrepreneurs. And I renamed it Free Black Women Business Community. But having her share her advice so openly and transparently about the publishing process, because I felt like it was off limits to me. You know, a lot of us feel like the dreams that we have, they're off limits and we can't do it. But when someone shows us the way, it's like, oh, I didn't know it was this simple and straightforward. So yeah, I do want to shout her out and thank her for that. Okay. Maria, thank you. Thank you. Y'all, thank you. Thank you so much. Siobhan, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm excited too. I'm nervous. I'm not gonna lie. I'm nervous, but yes, I am excited too. Very excited. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yes, yes. Yeah, my book upcoming, that sounds so weird coming out, but yeah, my book is called Cocoon, Affirmations for Transformation. So it is a series of affirmations that I've written myself over the past like year and a half, maybe 2 years, that I've just had in my notes app. Again, we talk about this a lot. All of the ideas that exist in our notes app, I have so many ideas still, in there, but it's just been me writing notes to myself, going through the process of learning that I was in a toxic job, learning what was happening to me, the symptoms that I was experiencing, connecting with Dr. Kamani, Lifting as We Climb Consulting on YouTube, her channel, as well as Colette Elizabeth's channel, and seeing their videos and being able to understand that I was actually going through the same thing, and I didn't have words for it at the time. But yeah, so I wrote myself a series of affirmations and put those in a book. So again, being a part of the garden, one of the things that Leisha said is that it doesn't have to be hard, right? You can literally take notes that you've already been writing to yourself. You can take posts that you've made already and just compile them into something. So that's what I did. So I'm excited about that. Yeah, of course. Anytime, anytime. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. Yeah. Call to truth. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I do. Yes. Whew. Y'all don't look at my notes app. Oh my gosh. I have notes that are like years old. And it's interesting because I just went through, as I was packing stuff up to move to Guadalajara, I found one of my old phones with, again, notes in the Notes app. And it was interesting to see that I'm just now carrying out some of the ideas that I had years ago. So it's interesting to see those still in my Notes app. Like, okay, I'm making progress. They were buried in there for a while, but they coming back out. So yeah, yes. And I do want to talk about, I guess, travel too. In line with Exodus Summit, traveling the world. Well, I've only been to one country outside the U.S. So I'm not get carried away. But yeah, traveling outside of the U.S. has been life changing. It was something that I always wanted to do. So I always wanted to study abroad. First of all, studying abroad as a first generation college student is difficult because it costs a lot of money. In the university I went to, a lot of the people who were able to study abroad were legacy kids, or who had parents, who worked in jobs that could allow them to afford like 10K. It did not be an issue. So that was not the situation for me. So I always felt like traveling abroad was off limits to me. So being a part of Exodus Summit and realizing that no, it is possible. I just have to rework some things in my life. Have to change my job, which I needed to get out of anyway. And with that, you kind of have to let go of some of the labels that you've affixed to yourself to try, like seeking out worth, right? Because we're taught to seek our worth in external validation in other people, in titles and stuff like that. So you have to kind of release some of that. Going from an assistant vice president at a bank to a virtual assistant took some work, took some unlearning, and realizing that I have the skills still, and I don't need someone else to give me a title for me to still have these skills. So yeah, it was a learning process. It was. But if you are able to release some of those titles and stop seeking, or heal, I guess, not even, because I don't like that language, stop seeking external validation, because that's hard. But if you're able to heal some of the wounds, and unlearn some of the messages that you've received, that your worth exists only in those labels, new possibilities can be open to you, which is powerful. And I think Exodus Summit, Rashida Dow, Stephanie Perry do an excellent job at telling Black women that, right? Your worth is inherent. Your worth does not exist in the title they give you, in the degrees that you have, in the work that you do. You are on earth and you are worthy, period. Which is revolutionary, right? It goes against everything that we're taught. So yeah, it's never too late. No, it's not. No, it's not. It is never too late to carry out your dreams. No. So yeah, if you have any questions about traveling, how to become a virtual assistant, I did post, my journey, basically the steps that I went through to transition from working in a corporate environment to being a virtual assistant in my business community for Black women digital entrepreneurs. I should have the link to that open, but I don't, so I will do that in a second. But yeah, the basics were I joined Digital Nomad Kit, which is a training program course created by Hannah Dixon, and she has trained thousands of VAs worldwide. So I went through that course while I was still in the job that was toxic. So I started that, and then really identified my target audience. I knew that I wanted to work with Black women entrepreneurs, having had an interest and experience doing research and behind the scenes, like policy research, I guess, as a graduate student in social work and economic development. I knew the people that I wanted to work with. So that's kind of the hardest part often when you're starting a business. Who do you want to work with? Because often we're taught that we have to serve everyone, and that's could not be farther from the truth. You want to serve a specific group of people so that you can target your messaging and branding to them. So yeah, that's what I did. Went through the training course, and basically the course walks you through the technical tools that you'll use as a virtual assistant, as well as some of the things like marketing yourself, which is very, very difficult, especially as Black women, we're taught to shrink. And again, a lot of us coming from toxic work environments, when we have put our ideas out there, it's not received well. So that creates an additional wound that you have to heal in order to even put yourself out there, put your ideas out there. So yeah, period. Yes, okay. And I did want to say, what else? Yeah, I want to talk about Black women on YouTube. I did a post about this on my community tab a few days ago, but the fact that Black women have transformed YouTube, a basic social media platform, into a community space for healing, a safe space on the internet. Where does that exist? Not many places. So I always want to shout out Black women for really transforming YouTube and creating so many safe spaces, healing spaces, and spaces for us to share our stories, which we don't often have room to do in this society, unfortunately. And I think it is through hearing other Black women's stories, hearing what they've been through, that has helped me heal. And I know it's helped a lot of us heal, just being able to hear like the unvarnished truth of life that so many of us experience, whether that's toxic jobs, navigating toxic jobs. Adelia talks a lot about Picky Girl Travels the World on her channel. Reclaiming your autonomy when it comes to your finances, which is a huge area a lot of us struggle with because we're taught that that's off limits to us, that we're not allowed to really understand how our finances work. And we just kind of have to throw up our hands and be like, well, whatever happens. But the work that she's doing and helping Black women be like, no, I do have the power to understand what's coming in and out of my account. I do have the power to establish a retirement fund, an investment account. And she walks you through the steps. That's revolutionary. Rashida, talking about taking a sabbatical. Olivia, thank you. I joined Rashida's group From Burnout to Bliss. When was that? A year plus ago, I think, at this point. But after signing up originally, it took me a while to finally sign up. But once I did, it was life-changing because I had never even considered the possibility of taking a sabbatical before. And I know that's the case for a lot of us. We're just taught that we just have to work our whole lives and maybe take like a week or two of vacation a year and be satisfied with that. The fact that she has opened up the idea of taking a sabbatical, taking a career break in a society that tells us that our work is our worth and we have to just keep grinding, no matter how we're feeling, no matter how our mental health is being impacted in these anti-Black institutions, we just have to keep going. The fact that she has opened up the concept of sabbaticals and career breaks, revolutionary. And yeah, I'm just so, I don't know if there's a word for it, but lucky to be in the presence of so many amazing Black women YouTube creators. So I would encourage you, if you are thinking about starting a YouTube channel, please do it. We need to hear your story. We need to hear what you've been through. Your story heals other people. And I think like with the network that exists on YouTube for Black women, we will support what you do. We will support you telling your story. We will support your channel. So I would encourage you to start one if you've been thinking about it. What else? What else? Let me get back to my notes. Yeah, I guess more on travel and mental health. It's been challenging. I won't lie. Not being around, first of all, the language barrier. I am learning Spanish at the moment, um, but I'm not fluent in Spanish. So that has been difficult paired with having social anxiety, which I know a lot of us struggle with, and not being able to speak the language. That's been difficult for me. Um, so there are challenges like when you travel, right? But there are also challenges when you don't travel. Um, there's also the social anxiety of living in the US day to day. So the challenges don't go away when you travel. They're different. Sometimes they can be lessened. Some of the challenges that I had in the US are not as big of a deal, I think, as they were when I was back in the States. Um, the cost of living definitely plays a role in that. A lot of places outside of the US, the cost of living is so much lower, which kind of alleviates some stress from your life that you would normally experience, especially if you're living in like a metropolitan area in the US. We know housing prices, food prices in the US, coupled with daily um, instances of violence in so many different ways, it can really take a toll on your mental health and it can limit your imagination of what's possible, which I think is another tool of oppression, right? To limit your dreams. And I know that a lot of us experience that being in the US. So I would encourage you, if you have been thinking about traveling outside of the US, um, whether solo or like on a retreat or with family, anytime that you can get out of the US, if you do have an opportunity, I would encourage you to do so because it really does expand your worldview and it shows you that what we're given in the US, what we're taught that is normal, is really not normal. Um, and it's kind of like a aha moment. That's what I had. I traveled outside the US for the first time last year, to Mexico City. So I just dived right into like one of the the biggest cities in the world. And that was life changing because, again, it made me understand that people are actually, even in such a large city, people were so kind. And I wasn't worried about someone saying something like, really? Like anytime that I travel, throughout the US, I have to be prepared for certain things. And you do have to be prepared for things like when you travel anywhere, right? That's a given. But the things that I would have to be prepared for, I don't have to be so much when I travel outside of the US, if that makes sense. Um, and it feels free. It does feel free. I know that a lot of us are taught that we have to stay on the land, um, in the country that our ancestors built. But we can also seek refuge, seek peace in other lands. I don't think that our ancestors would want us to stay somewhere if we're suffering. So there's that too. And I know there are different opinions on that. Yes. 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 Black women have brought so much joy to my YouTube feed. Girl, yes, they have. They have. Like anytime that I have been feeling just down, right? Especially going through like the process of exiting a toxic job, being able to play Alicia's, playlist, play Adelia's playlist and hear about Black women traveling the world. And really what was emphasized to me was the importance of trust, especially listening to stories of Black women being like, I don't want to be in the US anymore. And just taking that leap of faith, in hearing on her podcast over and over how when you take that leap of faith, the universe meets you there, right? So there's the trust that I gained from just listening to people like Adalia, Picky Girl Travels the World, Alicia, of course, Rashida, Stephanie Perry, Dr. Kamani, Colette Elizabeth. Hearing all of the gems that they share has really been life-changing. And yes, agree. It has brought so much joy to my feed and to my life. Yeah. Yes, 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 yes. We're rooting for you and we're here to support you. Yes. So if you are thinking about starting a YouTube channel, please do it. Again, like I said, when I started, I didn't think anybody was going to watch my videos. I didn't. I was just scrolling through my phone. There were a few videos that I have not posted. I'm talking like the beginning videos. And that's okay if you want to do practice videos too and not even post them. That's an option too. But yeah, we will watch and we will support, believe me. Yes, yes, yes. I'm grateful for them too. Yeah. Thank you. Big proud of you. Happy for you. Thank you for sharing your story. Congratulations. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Español es más fácil. Sí, 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 sí. Once you learn it. I am in Spanish lessons with someone like a native Spanish speaker. So that has been helpful. Hard, but helpful. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, Olivia says yes, 100%. The first time I went to St. Croix, Virgin Islands, I was like, ooh, that was the first time I felt at home. It was powerful. Yeah. St. Croix looks beautiful. And I totally get that feeling. Yep. Because that's the thing, right? We're citizens of the US, but it doesn't feel like home because the history of the US, right? We did not come to that land voluntarily. And that truth reverberates throughout all of the land. We were forced onto stolen land. Yeah. The universe will meet you. Yeah, it will. It will. That has been powerful. And speaking of that, yeah, I do have a live with Yolanda Toole, Coach Yolanda on YouTube, coming up on Tuesday. Talking about reconnecting with spirit during life transitions. Yolanda has been pivotal. I don't think there are words for how big of an impact she has had on my life. Just her energy, first of all, but the knowledge and wisdom that she has in helping us reconnect and reestablish ancestral connections when so many of us have lost them due to colonization and enslavement is powerful. It's so powerful. And I know that she has helped countless people heal. And she does, I think not this Sunday, but every other Sunday besides this Sunday, she does live streams on Sundays at 1 p.m. Eastern, which were life-changing for me as I was navigating the process of leaving a toxic job. Being able to click on her live stream, again, the inspiration, the joy that comes from YouTube channels led by Black women creators is out of this world. But the fact that I was able to every week log onto her channel, she would say something that I was like, girl, are you in my life right now? Because you're speaking my entire life. But yeah, her gift to really be a mirror to you is something that is so special. So I look forward to talking with her about the work that she is doing. She recently transitioned in her business. She's no longer doing coaching. But yeah, I'm going to talk to her about that and her decision-making process behind that. Her work as a doula. She is a postpartum and pregnancy doula. So talk to her about that and the Black maternal health crisis in the U.S. So all the topics we're going to be chatting next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern on my channel. So that should be really fun. I need to find a series on how to start a YouTube channel as a Black creative that may not have a place in modern aesthetic, but has a story to share. That's interesting. I would definitely recommend Alicia's channel. If you haven't checked it out already, she has so many videos on that. As a Black creative, yeah. You have a story to share? Yes. I would love to hear your story. And I'm sure so many other people would love to hear your story. That's the thing, like, I think we're taught that if we see someone else doing something, that means that there's not space for us. There's always space for you. There's always space. And we always need to hear your story because different people resonate, like different messages resonate with different people. So the more of us that continue to share our stories, it will reach more people and more people will be healed through that. So yes, I would love to see your channel. Yeah. What else? I think is that it? Yeah, if y'all have any questions for me, please drop them. I'll try my best to answer them. But yeah, I talked about travel. I also have a live stream coming up with Liz Walker. She is a business coach. She's an anti-capitalist business coach, which I was like, whoa, that term is very, very interesting to me. So I'm going to talk to her about that term, how she incorporates anti-capitalism into her business as a business coach. So that should be interesting. I think it's titled like Black Women Getting Real About Entrepreneurship, because just some of the stuff that she shared with me, especially as I help assist other Black women in becoming entrepreneurs, we know that entrepreneurship is not always easy. There are ups and downs, just like anything in life. But the things that she shared with me has really helped me have more of a realistic sense of what entrepreneurship is and the different ups and downs that may come with it. So I'm looking forward to that conversation as well. That will be Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern. I'll be chatting with her live on my channel. So yeah, looking forward to that. Okay, while I'm thinking about it, let me put the link to the community I have for Black women digital entrepreneurs. Okay. And it is called Free Black Woman Business Community. Free Black Women. But yeah, we have about, a little less than 20 current and aspiring Black women digital entrepreneurs in this community, sharing our knowledge, sharing best practices, sharing tools. I did a demo on ConvertKit. If you are looking to build your email list, which is one of the core components of starting an online business, is having an email list to be able to reach your target audience, to reach your customers, to stay in contact with them. So I did a demo on that. What else? We chatted about social media marketing and the ups and downs that may come with that, especially as we are healing from toxic jobs. We're healing from the fear of being seen and having our ideas out there. Being on social media can be very difficult, and that's real. So we chatted through about, maybe just picking one platform that feels the best to you to start off with and creating authentically. A lot of times on social media, we're taught that we have to try to pretend to be other people to be successful, but really, as a business owner, your power lies in your authenticity. So the more that you can lean into that and authentically connect with your target audience, the more your people will be drawn to you. And that's also one of the things I'm going to be talking about with Liz Walker on Friday at 8 p.m. on my channel. she's going to talk about being authentic on social media because she does an excellent job at that. Not having like scripts and stuff being salesy, but just being your authentic self and sharing what you're working on. So I'm excited to talk to her about that too. Yeah. Just looking through the topics here. Yes, I did want to add this in the chat as well. Alicia Renese is having Black Girl Creative Week next week, which I'm so excited about. Yes. And that will lead into the launch, I think, of The Garden Season 2. Y'all, when I tell you The Garden has been life-changing, I'm not lying to you. I'm not. It has really, first of all, it's allowed me to create a YouTube channel, having the support of other Black women creatives. It has helped me publish a book, which I just published this week on my affirmations book, Cocoon. And it's been life-changing in so many ways. So you do want to sign up for Black Girl Creative Week. It's going to be amazing. I'm excited. Rabia, thank you. I appreciate that. I sincerely appreciate all the support that you all have shown me. I take none of it for granted. I do try to reply to as many comments as I can and just show y'all support and love back because it's received. It really is. But yeah, I think that was it. Let me go through my notes one last time. Yeah. So I will be, again, speaking at Exodus Summit this year. If you are looking to travel, move abroad as a Black woman, or you're looking to just have more freedom in your life wherever you are, this summit is for you. I think so many of us who have been to the summit, if you have been, feel free to put it in the chat what your experience has been. It has been life-changing. Being able to see that you don't have to stay where you are. If it's not fulfilling you, it's not making you happy anymore, you can move, you can pivot. And seeing the freedom that exists for so many Black women who are able to travel the world, experience new things, start businesses, digital businesses where you don't have to be planted anywhere. You can move about freely as you wish. That has been amazing. So some of the keynote speakers, I think, are Tabitha Brown, Rachel Cargle, Dr. Joy from Therapy for Black Girls, and Octavia Rahim. Those are the 4 keynote speakers at Exodus Summit. So I am looking forward to that. And I actually will be interviewing Rashida and Stephanie on my channel later this month. So that's like, is this a dream? Sometimes I don't know. Sometimes this is like out of this world, but yeah, I will be interviewing them about Exodus Summit, and I just put the link to buy tickets in the chat. Yeah, that's an impressive lineup. Yeah, it is. Tabitha Brown, Rachel Cargle, Octavia Rahim, and Dr. Joy from Therapy for Black Girls. And that's just the keynote speakers. That's not the full lineup of speakers. I think Rashida shared on Dr. Kamani's channel that Dr. Mariel, who does work in breaking cycles of generational trauma, she will be speaking as well. This is about to be everything. And if I could share any advice, it would just be to have a notebook, because so much advice is shared, truly life-changing advice. So if you haven't attended before, I would definitely recommend it. And if you can, if it's in budget, if it's accessible, to purchase the All Access Pass, because I waited until the last second, I think last year, to purchase the All Access Pass. And I regretted it because I should have purchased it when it first came out, because I have been watching those videos on replay for the past year. That's how powerful the information shared was. So if you're vacillating between should I, please, if you can, if it's in budget, again, please purchase the All Access Pass, because it is so well worth it. And you're going to want to go back and watch the replays throughout the year. Yeah. Yes. Got to shout out Alicia all the time. Her sharing my channel as I was in the garden really brought so many people over to my channel. And the power of collaboration is real. The power of sharing what other people are working on, if you're working on similar things, so that your people can be attracted to what other people are working on that are in your same genre. It's amazing. It's amazing. So yes, many thanks to Alicia, always. Okay, I'm so sorry, Rob, but the ending sounds like Nadia, but there's a B instead of. Okay. Rabia. I am so sorry. Thank you for correcting me. Yes, Rabia. But yes, I want to thank y'all so much again as we're wrapping up. Again, if you have any questions for me, feel free to put them in the chat. But I want to thank y'all for supporting me, supporting this channel, supporting other guests that I have interviewed, and subscribing to their channels. And I hope to continue like this. Okay. Yes. Okay. Thank you. I hope to continue kind of like a creator network for Black women YouTube creators. I think that is so powerful, us sharing each other's channels, sharing each other's businesses, what we're working on, because we support each other, right? We uplift each other, and we don't have to keep seeking external validation from people who don't see our brilliance. They can stay over there. We see our brilliance, and that's all that we need. So yes, it was helpful, and thank you. Thank you. And that's all that we need, is to see ourselves and to support ourselves, right? Okay, so yeah. Yeah. Black sisterhood. Yep. It's powerful, y'all. It's powerful. Us supporting each other, supporting what we're working on, supporting our dreams, sharing our ideas, because we all have different skill sets. But if we're able to put those skill sets together, what can we accomplish together? Taking all the puzzle pieces that we have, putting them together, supporting, uplifting, encouraging each other at every turn. What can't we do? What can't we accomplish? What dreams cannot come true once we're able to put all of our skills together, all of our passions, all of our creativity towards making each other's dreams come true? The power of that is real, and I think YouTube, and again, Black women creators on YouTube, displaying that has been amazing. The impact that they have had with the videos that they have shared, the information they share, the new possibilities that exist that a lot of us didn't even know existed before they shared it. The impact of that is real. And so I would encourage you again, if you are thinking about starting a YouTube channel, do it. Please do it. We are here to support you. We want to hear your stories. Your stories are important. Everything that you've been through is important. And it has lessons for other people when you share it. And other people are able to relate to what you've been through, which heals not only them, but it heals us too when we share that, right? Because a lot of us feel very isolated and alone in what we've been through. But the more that we can share that with other people, it's healing. It's healing. It has a reverberating effect throughout the community. Rabia, we should start a hashtag so we can find each other easier on YouTube. That is a great idea. That is a great idea. Thank you for sharing that. Because that's kind of an idea that I've had is how can we create a creator network on YouTube for Black women creators? Because I know that I've seen a lot of these things like being in the digital entrepreneurship space, learning about tools like Substack, right? Substack, ConvertKit. These platforms have creator networks where other creators will recommend something that someone else is writing about that kind of fits in with the same target audience, the same genre, to grow each other's subscriber list simultaneously. No one's losing out on it. It's a collaborative, shared process, and everyone's lists are growing. And I think that if we could like apply that to Black women creators, that would be just the impact of that. All of us sharing our stories, sharing what we're working on, that would be amazing. That would be beautiful. It would be. I know Alicia said you are your own sign, but your words just now are a sign. Yeah. Thank you. And yes, you are your own sign. Powerful. Powerful. Yet another gem. Thank you. Thank you, Alicia. Yes. I've been really enjoying Substack. The community there took me by surprise. Yeah. Yeah. Substack is something I have been looking into, kind of researching different tools and platforms that digital entrepreneurs can use, especially if you are a writer. And Substack is very interesting to me. I'm seeing a lot of people move their newsletters onto Substack. I know Alex L. moved her newsletter onto Substack. There are a few other people that I've seen recently, but yeah, I really like the innovation that's happening with that tool, especially like the things like recommending other people's writings, other people's pages to grow your subscriber list simultaneously. That's amazing to me. And it's really easy to turn on paid subscriptions too, which is great when you are a digital creator looking to have multiple income streams. Yeah, Substack does excite me. I like that. But yeah, y'all, again, appreciate you. Appreciate your support. Thank you. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. Thank you for commenting, sharing your experiences. What y'all have shared in the comments has been so healing to me. I don't think I can really put that into words. Just hearing that, I'm not alone. I'm not alone in what I'm experiencing. And yeah, it's been healing and I so appreciate it. A deep gratitude. Amazing you mentioned Alex. I was just on her Substack yesterday. Yeah. And she has an amazing newsletter on Substack. Yeah. And just think about like all of the things that we could share if we all had Substack pages. If you like writing, if that's your thing, and you like sharing your writing with other people, if we were to have like a creator network for Black women, think about all the ideas that could be circulated. Just being in a community with people having different ideas, different backgrounds, different experiences, we learn so much from that. We learn from sharing wisdom with each other and learning from the wisdom that other people share. Because we don't all have the same life experiences. So just being able to be a part of a community like that, being a part of a creative community is amazing. And there are so many opportunities for different directions it could go. Information is powerful. I will say that. Information and knowledge is powerful. Once you have the information, you can take action. You can change your life. Once you have the information, that's the key piece that's often missing and withheld from us intentionally, is the information. Once you have that, you develop a plan, and you can develop a plan in community. You don't have to do any of this by yourself. You can draw from what has worked for other people, right? You don't have to recreate anything. Just ask them, hey, how'd you do this? I know that that was the case with Lavendula sharing how she published her book. I was sitting over here like, man, I really want to publish a book, but I don't know how. Just sitting by myself. In her sharing how she did it, I'm like, oh, it seems doable now. It kind of breaks down that barrier that a lot of us have because we are isolated so often, because we are doing things by ourselves. The more of us who can share what we have worked on, what has worked, what hasn't worked, the more those barriers will be lessened and it will feel doable. Our dreams will feel doable. And that's one of the things I hope to share in my community, Free Black Women Business Community. These are the steps I took to become a virtual assistant coming from the banking field. If you are looking to exit a toxic job, a job that's not serving you, a job that's harming you, spiritually, mentally, physically, these are the steps that I took so that you have the blueprint. You don't have to try to search for the blueprint yourself. Here it is. And the more of us that can just share that information freely with each other, I think lives would continue to be changed. Because we're taught to hold things so close to the chest out of fear that someone might take it from us, right? Might be better at it than we are. There's a lot of envy, jealousy, like at play. When it comes to sharing what we've worked on, sharing our processes, we're kind of taught sometimes to keep that close to the chest. But we can resist that idea because that's a tool of oppression. If we feel like we can't share information, then everybody feels like they have to start over at square one when they don't. We can share what has worked. We can share our plans. We can share, how did you get from point A to point B? Can you walk me through that? Like, yes, of course, this is what I did. Sharing that information, sharing that process is pivotal to liberation, I think. So, yeah. Jackie I think is you pronounce it. Okay, it's another Black woman on Substack. Okay, thank you for that. I love recommendations for new writers, new creatives to follow and read, so thank you. That would be beautiful. I'm excited to hear for it. Yes. I'm excited too. Again, that was an idea that I've had in my notes app. Wrote down months ago. Like, can we create a creator network for Black women creators? Because the power in that would just be out of this world. So thank you for sharing your ideas too, because now I have new ideas. But yeah. Oh no, you're good. Sorry, I'm a little behind. Collaboration's everything. It is. It really is. Collaboration is resisting oppression because we don't all have to start over at square one. We don't all have to get resources on our own. If we're able to share resources, which is really how we're set up to function in life outside of systems of oppression, what is the impact of that? We're able to share knowledge, share resources, share anything, ups and downs. How'd you get from point A to point B? How'd you use this tool to grow your email list? How did you start your email list? How did you get out of a toxic work environment? How'd you make your exit plan? These are all questions that we have answers to, right? If we are able to share them in community, in safe community, so that all of us don't have to start over at square one. So yeah, I think especially with me watching Stephanie Perry's channel, all the tips that she shares on starting a YouTube channel were so powerful. Because starting a YouTube channel may seem like this insurmountable thing that we can never get over, even if it's our dream to have a YouTube channel, to talk to people, to share our life story. It can feel undoable because a lot of the people that we see on YouTube, we don't resonate with them. But if you are able to get into a community with other people who you align with energetically, you're able to share your ideas and support each other. So yeah, Stephanie Perry has so many amazing videos on how to start a YouTube page, YouTube strategies. She also has a course if you do want to start your YouTube channel, and that should be available on her channel as well. But yeah, and watching her videos on how to create a landing page, that was kind of my first entryway into, wow, digital entrepreneurship seems pretty cool. Me coming from the banking field and a business background, I was taught the traditional way of doing business. Making a business plan, applying for a loan at a bank, getting capital, convincing people that you're worthy to get a loan. It was a lot. And so my eyes being opened up to the possibilities that exist in digital entrepreneurship, digital business. You can take things into your own hands. You don't have to ask anyone and convince anyone to give you a loan, give you capital, give you startup funds. It's like you can start up yourself. The startup costs are zero, are very low. And this is a game changer for Black women entrepreneurs as the fastest growing group of entrepreneurs in the US, Black women. And there are so many barriers that exist. But once you move into the digital entrepreneurship space, a lot of those barriers are lessened or they're eliminated. So that is why I'm so passionate about Black women becoming digital entrepreneurs if entrepreneurship is an interest to you. If you are looking to exit a toxic job and start into entrepreneurship, think about online entrepreneurship. I do have a few videos on my channel that I've uploaded, and these are snippets from a webinar I did a few weeks ago called Start Your Online Business from Scratch. So you can click on those videos on my channel, and the link to the full webinar is in the description if you are interested in starting an online business. So yeah. Thank y'all so much for being here. The EIN registration scares me. Oh, okay. And you can actually be a sole proprietor. So you can start out being a sole proprietor. You don't need an EIN. So your social security number works as your business identifier, basically. You would need an EIN in the event that you had an LLC. So once you go to that phase of your business, in an EIN process, the registration is very quick, actually. I used to register. So an EIN, for those of you who don't know, is an employee identification number, I believe. But yeah, I used to register EINs at the former job I was in banking. And this is just a unique number that you have for your business. But as a sole proprietor, your business identifier is your social security number. So that's the number that you use to file taxes and all those things. So you don't need an EIN to start off with. But if in the event that you do want one, the process is pretty straightforward. And I'll actually write that down as a topic to cover. But yeah, if y'all have any other questions, business related, building a business, starting a business, starting a digital entrepreneurship path, becoming a virtual assistant, transitioning from the corporate world to being a virtual assistant, to being a digital nomad, to traveling outside of the US. Please always feel free to send me a message. Just put my email in the chat. But yeah, feel free to send me your questions. I'll try my best to answer. And if I don't have the answer, I'll ask someone who might have it in the power or in the spirit of collaboration, right? So yeah, thank y'all so much, truly, for subscribing again, commenting, sharing your stories. Just sharing your energy on this channel has been life-changing for me. And I hope to continue to make videos that resonate with you and with your journey and what you're going through as I'm figuring this life thing out on my on my own. So yeah. You're welcome, and thank you. Yeah, thank y'all so much. I hope you have a beautiful Saturday. Thank y'all for sticking with me for an hour. I wasn't sure how long this was going to go, but I truly appreciate you. And until next time, y'all. See y'all later. Bye.